The weight lifted off my shoulders the moment I submitted my final project. It felt like exhaling after holding my breath for months. My senior year had been a whirlwind of deadlines and obligations, constantly balancing the demands of classes with my desire for freedom. But now, standing in the quiet computer lab, I felt lighter. The future stretched before me, vast and open, and I had the whole day to unwind. My thoughts drifted to the beach or maybe treating myself to a nice dinner. But I knew whatever I chose, today was mine to savor. As I packed up my things, my phone buzzed in my pocket. A smile tugged at my lips when I saw the flood of messages from my family group chat. My mom, my younger brother, and my sister, all sending their love and congratulations. So proud of you, sweetheart. Almost at the finish line. Sarah, you're killing it. Can't wait to have you home. The warmth of their words wrapped around me like a hug, even though they were miles away. We were scattered across the country now, my parents still in the small town where I grew up, and my siblings off on their own college adventures. But no matter the distance, the connection between us was constant. It was the kind of bond that didn't need daily check-ins to stay strong. Family to me had never been about proximity. It was about understanding, support, and knowing we'd always be there for each other, no matter how far apart we were. I typed back quickly, "Thanks, guys. Miss you all too. I'll be home soon after graduation. Lots to wrap up here first." That sense of connection, even from afar, meant everything to me. My independence had always been a core part of who I was, but it never clashed with the deep love I had for my family. To some, it might seem strange that I could crave freedom so intensely while still feeling such a strong tie to the people who raised me. But for me, it made perfect sense. I strolled out of the building, the sun warming my skin as I walked along the pier later that afternoon, my thoughts drifting back to my family. They had always supported my need for space, my relentless urge to explore. My mom used to laugh, calling me the wild one, the child with her head in the clouds, always dreaming of the next adventure, always looking beyond the horizon. And she had been right. I'd left home with my heart set on discovering what lay beyond our small town. But that didn't mean I loved them any less. In fact, it made me cherish the time we spent together even more. As I stood at the edge of the pier, the waves gently crashing against the rocks below, I reflected on the balance my family had helped me cultivate. They'd taught me the importance of loyalty, of being there for the people who matter most. But they also gave me the freedom to find my own way, never pressuring me to stay rooted in one place. That trust, that respect for who I was, meant everything to me. I looked down at my phone again, rereading their messages, feeling a surge of gratitude. Even though we weren't physically close, the bond we shared was unshakable. It was the same kind of balance I sought in all my relationships. A balance between closeness and independence, between being connected and being free. Sebastian came to mind. Our relationship had found its own rhythm, one that allowed me to be myself without feeling tethered. He never demanded my constant attention, never questioned my need for space. We had an understanding, just like my family did. He had his own life, his own interests, and that gave me the freedom to pursue mine without guilt or expectation. It worked because it wasn't about control or possessiveness. It was about mutual respect. Some of my friends often struggled with this, feeling torn between the people they loved and their desire to carve their own paths. But for me, it wasn't about choosing one over the other. I believed in having both, strong, meaningful relationships and the freedom to explore life on my own terms. I never wanted love, whether from family or a partner, to feel like a limitation. It had to be something that lifted me up, that gave me the wings to soar. As I continued my walk along the pier, the afternoon sunlight turning golden as it reflected off the water, I thought about what lay ahead. Graduation, travel, the next chapter of my life, It was all so close now. But instead of feeling anxious, I felt excited. The future was wide open, and I trusted that I'd find my way just as I always had. My family would be there to cheer me on, to welcome me back when I needed it, but they would also give me the space to roam, knowing that it's how I thrived. I shot one last message to the group chat before slipping my phone back into my pocket. Can't wait to see you all soon. I'll bring stories from my latest adventures, I promise. As I made my way back toward the city, the sun began to dip behind me, painting the sky in shades of pink and orange. The world around me seemed to glow with possibility. My family, like the city, was always there, steadfast, familiar. But they never held me back. Instead, they were my foundation, the solid ground from which I could leap into the unknown. And as I walked into the evening, I knew that this was what mattered most. The freedom to explore, to grow, and to live life fully, with the knowledge that I would always have a place to return to, even if I didn't stay for long.